Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines. My name is CityZilla, and today we are going to be talking about a bus rapid transit system. And I'm actually super excited about this. I got a little crazy and started building one out, and then I was like, you know what, I could do a whole episode on this. And so I got the idea by watching some YouTube channels that are dedicated to city planning and kind of talking about cities and everything, and a lot of them tend to talk about bus rapid transit. And so I did a little bit of exploring, and I came across elevated busways, which I've never seen in real life. I have seen separated busways. Los Angeles has them. I think it's a really great idea, and so we are definitely going to be comparing this to our light rail transit system. As many of you guys know, Crater Lake is definitely light rail heavy, and that's mostly because I love trams. I think trams in real life are just fantastic. So like right now we have 24 trams without names, so 25, 26, 27. We have 27 tram lines, and that is quite a bit. They literally stretch throughout the entire city, so all these purple roads are tram tracks, and then we just have multiple tram lines kind of running through here going all the way about. And so looking at this area, we can kind of see we're definitely underserved in transportation. We do have a metro stop right there and a metro stop right there, and then a small tram line that does just run around the outside. But then also over here as well, there's not a lot of access. Our goal is to look at this. So right now we have 2,288 per week of residents and then 460 per week in tourists, which is actually quite a bit. And we do have some pretty heavy lines that we're going to try not to mess with today. But I do want to come down here to these really small lines, like 20 people. Where does this one even go? Because this is just really low. And this is, even though, 26 people are at that one, we're just not getting enough people to justify this tram line anymore, and the city has decided that putting in a bus rapid transit system may sway more people to take the mass transit within the city. And so the goal is to be able to get rid of some of these as best we can. So let's go up. I think the orange one is all the way over here. All right, so let's figure out, oh, so the orange one's back in the same spot, and honestly I think this is the same deal. So you can already kind of see this has got way too many trams for what we need. So we're going to go ahead and bump that down. And the main reason for this is because we want to try to save money. And so the city is investing in the bus rapid transit, and the goal is for us to cut down on this. So right now we're looking at $58,000 in costs with $57,000 in roads. Because we're going to be doing elevated roads, we really need to try to figure that out. So right now, if we go down to trams, we have 4,800 in trams and we have 5,300 in buses with a total transit budget of 50,000. And so I really want to stay within these parameters. It looks like it bumped up to like 60,000. So we need to be able to cut costs where we can. And so let's go ahead and look at what we're going to be building. So I think we are going to start our elevated bus rapid transit system back here. I really feel like this is going to be a great location, especially since there's really not a lot of access and there's a ton of room for expansion. So I think on the next episode, we're going to be playing around with this area. And so I got a couple things up the Steam Workshop. So I got the Vanilla Overpass project, which recently Yumble TV and Biffa did an episode on. It is just fantastic. Both their episodes are really good. They both took different approaches to, Biffa did more of just like right away for turns and stuff like that, so that people wouldn't have to wait at an intersection when you have busy routes. So like say somebody's coming down here and they want to take a right turn, they can just take the overpass and not have to go through the intersection, which is really smart. You do see it in cities. I actually did one in Canalville before this mod, and so, or at least before I discovered this mod, and they definitely work in a lot of instances. Yumble did one where you actually have an elevated piece of road and you just connect it up almost like a freeway, but again, it still works all really well. It makes it so that you don't have to have the junction, so that people still have priority access on the main road. So say that this is the main road and this road is crossing over, where we just turn this into a bridge and then we connect some overpasses. So anybody going down this road doesn't even have to stop. They just avoid it, which I think is fantastic. So I think we're going to do an elevated piece starting about like right here, because what I want is we're going to be doing some ground busways too. So we're going to come in here, and it's not too difficult to build this out. It definitely does take some time, but I'm going to show you guys a trick to make sure that you don't have to just continuously do it. So we're going to go into the Vanilla Overpass project, or VOP, and we are going to start off with this road. It's actually, it's this road. So one of the things you got to be careful with this is the nodes. And so what you got to do is just make sure to go into your network multi-tool and just create some more nodes in there, because it's an issue. I'm going to show you guys how you can just limit it. Adding and subtracting nodes within the network multi-tool is your best bet. But so then now we will come in here, and I'm going to choose this piece that has the tear in the middle. So we're going to go like right here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And you can already kind of see that that ruined that node a little bit. So we're going to go back in there and we are going to add back in that node since the game wants to be finicky. And then we are going to re-upgrade that. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And so now we will come in here and we're going to do the 2-lane vanilla overpass road. We are going to connect it right there and we're going to go up. We need to go to unmodded and we're going to turn on anarchy. Go like that. Perfect. And so now we do want this downward road to be at about the same distance, like right there. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to come over here and just go to a standard road. It's actually the first one. It just has a wide median and go like that. Perfect. And so now we have created our first vanilla overpass project road. And this is just fantastic. I want to make sure that this is leveled to about the height of the streetlights so that the streetlights would still provide adequate coverage for the city, for the streets. And so one of the things you can do now that you finally got your first one done, you're thinking, man, I don't want to do this all throughout the city. Go ahead and grab all your nodes. Grab that, grab that, grab that. I think we're pretty good right there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go like that. And then what you do is go down here into Move It, your little toolbox, and go down here and hit Export Selection. And because I already have one in here, I'm actually going to do VOP2 and hit export. And this is going to save you a ton of time. And so now you can deselect those, go in here, go to import and go to VOP2 and look at that. Perfect. Man, we're talking about saving time. So now all you need to do is literally I'll show you guys just as a demonstration. We'll come back over here, grab this, go to import, VOP2 import. Make sure you line it up. This is probably the trickiest part. So we'll go like this, come down, go like that. Perfect. Nice. And so you can actually come out of copy and just kind of select everything and play around with it. And so now we will grab our little picker mod, grab this road and just connect it up, go like that. Fantastic. And then we will come over here, grab this same this like median road, go like that. Perfect. Man, and so this really saves a ton of time. And so say we just wanted to avoid this intersection. So then now you just come in here, go back to your BOP and grab this, go to elevated piece, grab that, look at that. Fantastic. And if it gives you that little wall piece, all you need to do is just upgrade it to an elevated piece. And in order to get the pillars, you need to have collision off. And so this on its own is a really great tool. You can use this in a ton of instances. And this is very much realistic. They do this in cities. And so especially for like really big arterials, this is something that you can do to make sure that people don't have to stop. And so we're going to come in here. Now we're going to delete all this. We don't need it. And we are going to delete this road too. We don't need it. And then we're actually going to be using a different road rather than this one. I want to make sure that we have bike access. So we are going to come over here and I believe it is the 4-lane. Yeah, so we'll come up here, 4-lane with bike access. When it looks like we have a little road right here too. We need to mess up. Yeah, we'll go like that, go like this. And so the reason we're using this road is because we want to prioritize transit, and providing that bike lane is really going to be a huge improvement for a lot of our city. We don't have bike lanes for a lot of it. We do have bike lanes for a decent amount of it, but we definitely lost a lot of them. I don't know if you guys remember, but we had gotten rid of them a little earlier in the city because we're having issues with the roads. And so the second set of assets I got off the Steam Workshop are these ZMN BRT elevated roads, and they come with stations. They're just fantastic. I really like these. This was the first time I saw these, and I just thought it was such a fantastic idea. And you can even do this one too and draw in your own paths if you want to. But then it also comes with an elevated bus depot, and so you can literally just have buses dump right onto your elevated station and then not even have them interact with the regular roads at all. Just because of what we're doing today, I felt like it was just going to work out a little bit better. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and grab this road, and this is actually kind of finicky. So we need to upgrade our roads first. So we'll come through and upgrade, and this is going to be our first turn. So we're going to come down here, and we're also going to go this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and go like this. I'm going to show you guys a little trick to navigate this. So we're going to go back into the bus menu, go into our lovely BRT roads, and we are going to go up. And one of the things that you're going to have to worry about is it's snapping to the road. But what you can do is literally just hit it and then go back and delete the last segment. And then if it gives you a ground piece like it did right here, just go ahead and upgrade it. You want to get that rail in there, but then you just need to go through and raise it. And this took a little bit of time to figure out. I was like, man, how am I going to draw them in there? And I was like drawing them right next to it and then moving them in. I was like, why don't I just snap it to the road and then delete the last segment that it was on. All right, and so now we will come down here and we're actually going to pass this intersection a little bit. Actually, you know, we'll pass right there. I think that's good. So then we will delete that road and let's go ahead and raise this up. We want it to be higher than the lights. So we're going to go right there. Yeah, fantastic. And so now we should be able to jump in here, go to slope mode. And these are kind of tricky to grab onto because they're above a regular road. So we're going to go like that. We're going to come all the way down here. Hey, you know, that's actually pretty good. It goes up at a good height. It is a little high over here, but I'm not worried about it. So I do want to do a station right here as well. So we have ground clearance over here. So we could have a station right here before it gets into the elevated section, but I would like to have a station up here in front of the university. So one of the biggest things with BRTs is you don't want to have too many stops. The goal is to go from point of interest to point of interest. And so as we go around the city, what we're going to be doing is focusing on big stations, like our big station downtown, our station over here, or the laboratory, or the stadiums, or even the airport, or the government district. We really want to get people to one place or the other as quickly as possible. And so what we're going to do, whenever it's ground sections, we can do stations on the regular road. And then we're also going to be doing separated busways where they're not elevated, but they just kind of cut through. And I think it's going to be a really great way to kind of maximize this option. And so now what we are going to do is come down here and get out of network multi-tool and go like this, grab that and come all the way down now. And this is going to be kind of tricky because we have that train line right there, but we're going to raise this up, go like that. And then, you know what, it actually isn't going to be too bad because we're so much higher already. So we just need to raise this up enough to where it's not going to hit that train line. That would be pretty bad. So it does look like this is a little off too. So we are going to raise this up higher than that light. And one of the things I like about this is if we're just a little bit higher than the light, it's almost like the light is on the bridge. And so I think it's a really great feature of this. So we do need to upgrade this road as well. So we're going to jump into the picker mod, grab our 4-lane bike road, and perfect. And so I do want to eventually do a station over here as well. So I think we're going to do something like that. So I do want to do a station right here, probably actually right here, because we're going to have to either go above or below this metro line, which the metro line's already pretty low. So I think we can go above it pretty easily. And now one of the greatest parts about this that I really like is the turns are just so much better than doing like monorail over, which I mean, monorail over road isn't bad, but metro over road, you can't have like a sharp turn. Whereas because these are buses, you can do whatever you want really. So then we will now be able to come down here and we're going to put a station over here. So I think we're going to put a station like right here. And so I think that's a good location right there. Now we'll delete that road and then raise it up, do the same thing all over again. All right, so what we're going to do is jump in here, go to our lovely elevated station. And I want to try to line this up as best I can. Yeah, we'll go like right there. Perfect. I think that looks fantastic. And so now let's come into our lovely road. We need to upgrade this section. So we will grab that and go all the way down. I grabbed the wrong road. Nice. And so now let's go ahead and connect this up. Go like that. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and upgrade the rest of the road down here too. I think we're going to have this go back down right over here. Maybe not. Maybe we'll have it go down over here. We are able to go above the tram lines, but I don't really like to do it as much. I think we'll actually have it go back down to ground over here. I think that'll be a good spot. So now let's go ahead and hook up our elevated busway. Going to go back in here, grab it, go like this. Perfect. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, look at that. Fantastic. Nice. And that one actually gets a little bit more elevated. I'm not too worried about it though. And so we want to cross over this intersection before we drop back down. And so this whole intersection is kind of finicky. We're going to go ahead and bring it all the way back. And then we're going to go into the move it, grab our 3 little dots, go to import selection, go down to VOP2, go to import, and then we want this to go back down to ground. So we are going to go maybe even like right there. I think this will be okay. So we'll go like that. And then let's go ahead and hook up our road now. So we're going to grab this road, grab this, come all the way down, go like that. Yeah, perfect. And then we need to somehow connect that up. Yeah, that's a monster of a road. So we will raise this up a little bit. Let's actually grab both of them. So we'll raise them both up. And one of the downsides to this is they don't have elevated pieces. So we're going to jump into the network multi-tool and we are going to create a new node right there so that we can create an elevated piece right here. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That looks pretty good. That actually works out pretty well. I'm going to go into node controller and just turn this into sloped pieces. so we can get a nice angle out of that. We don't want to get too crazy. And then that way we can come back in here, go to our lovely BRT track and connect this up. And the reason I did it right there is because crossing these intersections is really like the main point of this. You save so much time. And so it does look like we need to upgrade to a 6 lane right here though. So if we go like that, then go like that, let's turn that back to an elevated piece. Yeah, there we go. And so now we have these lovely transition lanes, which you do have to kind of play around with these. If they're a little bit too far, what you do is you just move them in. And then one of the easiest ways to deal with these nodes is actually to turn them into nodeless. Whenever you have them on anything else, the game kind of has a hard time. It does also put a light in there too, so you just got to go in here, turn off the light, and then you do have to kind of play around with these. It's really finicky. Again, because the nodes are so close, this is definitely a scenario where the game just doesn't work out that well. So you have to kind of just connect these up and then come over here and do the same thing. So over here, you can actually do a little Control S, and then that should be good. We are a little off over here, but it's just because of those bike lanes. I think maybe we will even upgrade that to the regular 6 lane. I think that would be smart. Yeah, there we go. So I ended up using the regular 4 lane road that was a part of the pack. If you're having any issues with it actually connecting up over there, sometimes you just got to redraw them in. The BRT track is can cause a problem every now and then. So I do want to lower down that pillar. It's kind of funny. We have regular cars running through there right now. We're planning on, we're going to eventually go through and set restrictions for this, but it's kind of funny. Whoever wants to just cut all the way down there past that intersection is like, yeah, I'm going to get on the elevated road. This is probably like the only time that they'll actually have the opportunity to. So it's like, go ahead and take it. And so we have one stop right here. This comes all the way up here, and there will be a stop right here, which is pretty great. And so I do want this to come down here and have a stop right here. So we are going to jump back into our elevated road. I'm going to delete this section, and we will go ahead and grab this node, stretch it all the way to the middle. Go ahead and make sure that it's somewhat in the middle, and then grab this and have it turn. Yeah, go like this. Nice. And so delete that. And then one of the cool things you can do with this too, and the offset, is it actually brings it a little bit closer. I don't want, yeah, there you go. Go like that. And we're going to bring it like right there, just because of the pillar. I don't want the pillar in the middle of the road. And so having it right there just makes more sense. And it actually helps out with speed too. And so now we have our station coming this way. Let's go ahead and do a station right here. So we're going to delete these. Yeah, look at that. Man, this is really, I'm excited to see the end result of this. I did quite a bit of it in my testing, but I didn't do it all. And so I'm not entirely certain how it's all going to work out. I'm kind of excited to see. So we are going to come all the way down here, and then we are going to delete this and do the same thing. Just raise it up real fast. All right, and so I had to go over the metro line here, and it's kind of funny. This is definitely like a futuristic look right there, like this shot right here. This is kind of cool. And so I do want this to come back down to the ground over here. So we're going to have to do the same thing where we're going to have it probably terminate right here. Nice. Man, we are really humming along. So we have a stop right there. We have a stop over here. We're going to have a stop over here. And so now I want to show you the second big thing that we're going to be doing with these, and they're just ground busways. And so we are going to have to demolish a few things. It's in the name of progress though. So we are going to come all the way down here, delete these. And one of the cool things with the busways is you can still walk around. And so I'm not too worried about actually deleting any of these. So we are going to put a small little bus stop over here. So we're going to go to this 1 unit, 2 lane busway road, and it's going to be bus only. And we're going to have this come all the way back. And I actually want to make sure that this lines up a little better. So we're going to go like that, and then we are going to come all the way back. Yeah, go like this, and then let's go ahead and drop this down. Yeah, we'll go like right here, and then let's go ahead and create a little roundabout. Yeah, I think that's pretty good right there. It's definitely not a roundabout, but it's just a little turnaround area, and then we'll put in some benches and stuff, make it into a nice area for people to wait. And I really don't know if a lot of people are going to use this stop. I just wanted to hook up the university in a couple areas so that people who maybe didn't have a car would have options. And so that's really what this is about. I do want to come back in here and hook up our paths again. So we're going to come up here and just come all the way down, and then we need to put in some crossings as well. So we're going to hook this up as well, and then let's jump into node controller and just hit that, and it automatically makes a little crossing. And so one of the cool things with these little crossings is they give a little light. So if anybody's waiting, then the bus will actually be stopped, which I think is just fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up real quick as well. And nice. Perfect. I really like this. And so we do need to go through and basically hook up all of our restrictions for these roads. I'm going to wait till we're all done though. So we have this one come down here. We have a stop right there. Say we do a stop in here somewhere too. And then we have it come up here. I would like it to jet off in here and actually run through this industrial area. And then I think we're going to do some sort of tunnel or elevated piece and have it come over here by our lovely stadium, because I feel like this is a great opportunity as well. We could even put a station like right there. And so we will go back into that road, the 1 unit 2-way busway. So we're coming this way, and then let's go ahead and turn back on collision so that we don't get trees all over everything, even though this area is just like filled with trees. Okay, so the idea is that we're going to run it across the front here, and so we're going to move around some stuff, and then we are going to grab our road and we are going to have it go right next to the main road. Perfect. Nice. And so now we have our lovely busway coming this way. Let's go ahead and cut underground. And so the goal for it is to come up over here and basically come above ground right over here. So I want to turn this off so that we can have it go this way. We're going to come this way. Yeah, right there. Perfect. And then we can go back to straight, and then let's have it go above ground now. And we'll go like this. Nice. And then we're actually going to have a small little station over here as well. And so let's go ahead. So we have all that turned off, so the trees should disappear if they're on the road. Let's go ahead and check though, because that didn't really look like, I don't know if a bus could drive through there. So we're going to go ahead and do some deforestation right now. Nice. And so we will hook this up and have a station right there, which I think is going to be fantastic. And so the idea is for us to come up here and basically wrap around and attach up to this road, and then we will have it come out over here, cut through the back here, and then begin again without having to go through this mess of an intersection right here. So we're going to go ahead and follow this around, like right there. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and connect that up. Nice. And then we're going to jump into the slope tool, and it looks like it didn't connect up. And so let's go into the slope tool, grab this, go all the way down here, grab that. Yeah, perfect. Nice. And so now it's a nice even gradual slope. Goes all the way down here. It looks like we may need to do some more trimming back here. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these trees. And we'll come back through and replace a lot of these, but we just want to make sure that there's not going to be any trees in the busway. Okay, and so now that we have this line hooked up and all set to go, going here, what I want to do is figure out how we're going to get it out. So what we could do is just connect it up here and have it go past this neighborhood, have it turn and have it go right there. I actually think that's going to be a good idea. I don't really like the idea of having buses go through a neighborhood, but because it's going to exit right here, I don't feel like it's the worst solution. So we will come up over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off snapping. I want to make sure that we're nice and centered. So we will come up over here, and let's now, I think we can just go straight. Yeah, nice. And then I think what we're going to do is turn it back into an elevated piece right here. So we will have it go right there. And then let's go ahead and check our slopes on this, make sure that we're not hitting anything or getting really crazy. Like you can already kind of tell, this is a little higher than I would like it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. I'm going to do the same thing right here, drop it down. That's one of the things with this map is it just had so many hills, especially when we first started. So let's go ahead and run the line and see what we're looking at. I don't know why these trees, did we turn back off collision? We did. Great. So we'll come back through here and upgrade this just so that we can get those trees off of there. And we don't want that there either. So we will come through here, delete that. Let's go underneath. Let's move this pillar. So we will go like right there and then drop it down a smidge. And let's make sure that that's tall enough. It is. I'm going to go ahead and raise it just a smidge though, so that we don't get that light coming out the top end. I feel like that would be pretty bad. So let's go ahead and level this out. We can remove this other power line. We'll go ahead and go like that. And then let's go back to upgrading so we can get rid of these trees. And so I think for this section, we're definitely going to have to move it over just a smidge. Not a lot, just a little bit. So we'll grab both of these, move them over like right there. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and look at that. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. And then let's turn it back into an elevated piece. And we will have this elevated piece run parallel to the train tracks. And then that way we can actually get a stop within our industrial area over here, which I think is going to be fantastic. And then we can have it come over here and probably drop back down to the ground and follow this path down, cut across here, and then have a couple more stops in here next to these residential areas. And then we'll probably lift it off the ground again and then have it cut through here. And then I want it to come down here. This is ultimately the goal. And then we're going to come up here, probably have it turn and then follow this middle section, have it go around. And then I want it to hit this back road. So we're probably going to lift it back up, come up over here, go all the way around, have it even come up over here, and then we're going to figure out a way to turn it and have it connect back up probably to this junction right here. And so that way we'll pretty much have gotten the entire outside of the city. We'll have this station in there. I'm going to try to get close to a couple other stations, but they're mostly tram stations, and so as long as we're close to them, I really feel like this is going to be something that's going to boost the city up quite a bit. And so, and we're getting, a really cool tour of the city too. So we're starting to look at parts of the city we haven't really looked at in a while, and so And so now what I need to do is go around, just kind of clean everything up. I'm going to go through and basically ride the whole line and just make sure that we don't have any crazy turns or huge bumps or anything. And then what I need to do also is jump into Traffic Manager, go into Vehicle Restrictions, and then basically select all these roads. I'm just going to turn off passenger vehicles and trucks. So like trash, emergency vehicles, they can still all use it. Even though I know trash isn't going to. I'll actually turn off trash too. So buses, taxis, and emergency vehicles. And so one of the easiest ways you can do that is you just choose one. So hit vehicles, trash, trucks, and then just hit apply to entire road, and it'll actually go all the way down until the next junction. And so it's actually a really easy method to get a lot of these roads done. So it actually looks like it's still going. Look at that, it's fantastic. This actually might go all the way down to, I believe, where we have the overpass. So I think, ooh, so right there, nice. So it actually went much further than I was thinking, because where do we have the connection? So we have it going right there. Oh, we have, so this one. So I want to get this one connected up somehow. How are we going to do that? So, you know, let's actually, we're going to have this one go straight and then just connect up with that road, because we already have one right there. And I feel like that's going to be okay. I was originally going to put it here, but because we did that line, it's kind of a redundancy. So we will have this go straight, and we're going to curve it, go like that. And then we are going to basically just connect it up, go like that. Perfect. And then let's jump in here, and we are going to upgrade that to our lovely 1 unit road. Let's go ahead and turn off anarchy. And there we go. Nice. So now we have a connection in here. Let's go ahead and smoothen this out so we can make it a little more realistic. Yeah, this is not great. And then this is way too high. How did this end up this high? I think we didn't come back through here and adjust this. So we can go like right there. I'm going to go ahead and control H right there as well. And then let's go ahead and jump in here and actually adjust our slope now that we have that. So we can go like that. Yeah, you know, that's great. We have enough space for the metro to make it through. And so now let's go ahead and adjust this one too. And then we do need to adjust our offset in here again. So we'll go like that. Yeah, perfect. Give them a nice, easy transition. And then now they are connected up to this road. So then we'll come back into vehicle restrictions, turn off trash, trucks, and personal vehicles, and go ahead and hit entire road. And it stops right there. So we're going to go ahead and do it right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this for the entire BRT road now. Okay, and so the whole city is done with restrictions, and so now we shouldn't have any more of this. You see this truck, he was just trying to cut. Man, he probably saved so much time too. It's just crazy. So now what I do need to do is go through here and just adjust these. You can kind of see they're just a little off, and then what you have to do is jump into Traffic Manager and go through here and manually set these so that they don't cut the people off. Luckily, we don't have a ton of these, and so it's not going to take me too long to do. I'm just going to go ahead and get it done real quick though. All right, so now that that is all done, what we can do is go in here and let's actually add in one of our elevated bus depots, just because we can. I mean, we really don't need it, but it's a cool building. And so what we're going to do is actually add it down here next to this lovely station and everything. I think it's going to be a good match. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't really have any roads connecting to it. I'm not really sure how. Maybe there's just like a side gate, because I have seen these in real life for taxis, and they are just like a really big parking garage like this. And so it's not incredibly unrealistic, but it is something that I wish it had a little more details. Maybe we'll throw in some trees or something to kind of make it look a little better. And so now let's jump into our bus lines and let's see what we got. So we want to decommission some bus lines and we want to decommission some tram lines. That's really the goal here. So let's just start by going to our first station. So we'll come over here. Let's go right there. We're going to go down. And this one goes to the ground because we couldn't get another station over here. So then we are going to turn. Let's do a stop right there. And let's do a stop over here as well before we go back up top. And then we're going to do a stop right there. Yeah, that's pretty good. I kind of wish there was more than one, but we're going to come over here, go like that, and then come down here, go like this. Perfect. And then we come up here, turn, and go over here. And because the tram line's there, I'm not really too worried about actually having a stop in here, but I think we're going to do a couple just because we can. We got to do one right there, and then we are going to turn it in here, have it go like that, and then come back, go up the line, and then come in here, go like that, come back, go over here, go like that. Man, this is a really extensive network. I'm really hoping this gets a lot of viewership though, so we're going to come over here, go like this, and then have it come back. It's going to go to the ground. I want it to, I don't want it to go like that. Why is it? Oh, I think it has to turn. We have to adjust that. So then we will do a stop right there. We'll have it come up here, and then we're going to do a stop right here. We're going to do a stop right here just because we can. And we'll do a stop over here too, just for redundancy. And then let's go ahead. So we have multiple routes here. I think we will have this one turn left and come up this way. We'll come up here. Let's do a stop right here. Let's do a stop right here. And then we're going to go into our university. Come like that. Perfect. And then come back out. Go like this. And then come back up. Man, I wish there was more stops right there. Okay, so that right there, complete. Okay, so then for our second line, what we're going to do is have it start right here and have it go this way. So then we're going to cut it this way, go right here, have it come down. Stop on the opposite side, have it come down here too. Yeah, we'll have it stop. So we'll go like right there, go on the opposite side, and then have it come up here, and then mirror it, come over here, go like this, perfect. And then have it come all the way down here. And then we're gonna have it stop at the bus station, because this was really one of the keys. We wanna go 2 points of interest. Then we're gonna have it come over here, stop right there, stop right there, stop right there, and right here, perfect. And then we could have it go back. I think we're just gonna have it loop. I think that'll be a good little loop. So we'll go like that. And so now we have one-way access for that route. We could have this one go this way as well. Let's go ahead and do a small one. So we're gonna have this go right here, and then we're gonna have it cut up here, go right there, and then turn. And then we will have it turn back in here and complete. It's more of like a transfer line than anything else. It's not gonna be heavily utilized, but it definitely has some stops on it. So it's not like the end of the world. It's more just about getting people from like over here to maybe work. But then I would like to get another direction in this one too. So we're going to go this way, go right there. And then I'm going to hook this up to the station. And then we're going to come back and right there. And then this one already has some stops, so I'm not going to go too heavy with it. Yeah, I think this will be good because then we'll have it turn, end at this station, and then come back over here and loop back around. Nice. Okay, so now what I want to do is have the big loop now go the opposite direction. So if we come this way, come all the way down, loop around, it comes this way. So we will start over here. We will create line, go all the way this way, connect up line. We'll go ahead and connect it here just because we can. And then we will come down, we'll connect it up here too. Let's go in the opposite direction, so it's good to have access. Then we will do a stop right here. Where was it? Yeah, right here. Have it come all the way down to a stop down here. Loop around, go right there. Perfect. And then have this one go through here. And we remember we want to have a couple stops in here too. We're going to loop around, but then this one is not going to follow the same path. We're going to turn this one, have it go right here. And I believe it is that line. Yeah, so we'll come up here, turn, and then we will go this way. And then have it come up the middle. Nice. I feel like this is going to be great. And then we will have it turn this way and then come back to our original stop. We have some redundant spaces in here. I'm not too worried about it. We'll come back through and get rid of some of the extra lines. So we need to come through here, go like that, connect it up right here, connect it up right here, and then come back, go up, and then complete. Nice. I feel like that's actually pretty good. It's a good little line right there. And so now let's go ahead. I need to do restrictions on those roads. And it looked like it was really only these roads over here that had the issues. So I'm going to grab this and go in here and tell them that they can't go anywhere but straight. So we'll go like that. They can only go straight. And it's just because we only want the buses staying on the bus roads. And so we don't want them turning off. Whenever they're going onto the road, it's different, but I feel like that's pretty good. I want to go ahead and let that run for a minute. Let's see how many buses it gives us. So these are already running pretty good, and it looks like, ooh, man, we already got some people waiting too. Look at that. Ooh, it looks like quite a bit of people too. Let's jump in there and see what we got. So 15. I think we just did like 4 lines. Nice. And so now let's look at these. Let's actually change their colors. So I don't think we've really messed with colors too much on buses. So we'll go white for 1. We'll go, let's do like a purple for 2, and we'll do green for 3, do yellow for 4, and then let's do a red for 5. Yeah, I think that'll be good. It does look like we have some traffic up here. Oh, it's our buses. I was like, why are all these people here? It's because whenever new lines go out, they kind of wait before they start populating all the lines. And it looks like we have way too many buses. Look at that, 39 buses. We do not need 39 buses, and we're going to do the super bendy buses for all of them because we really want these to move quickly. We don't want them to be stopped. That's really the goal with these is We want to keep them moving. We want to have as little as possible. And so let's let that run, and let's see what lines we can now get rid of, because with the elevated line, we're now taking traffic off the streets, and so we would want to decommission some lines. So let's look at our traffic. It looks like this intersection right here is actually pretty bad. If we could get something else going here, I think this would work out better. Where's all this traffic coming from? Normally our traffic here isn't that... Oh, I think it's because I messed up and deleted the road over here. Let's look at our tram lines. I think we can get rid of a few of them, and I know we can get rid of a few bus lines. So let's look at this dark blue bus line. So the dark blue one, where does that one go? That's a huge bus line. Yeah, there's not really a lot of people using this one. I mean, 100% car trip save though, which is pretty good. So where's that one go? So it comes up here, cuts all the way down, and then just goes over here and then loops around. Yeah, so we're going to get rid of this one. We don't need this one. So delete line, yes. And so let's go back into buses, go to passengers, look at our lowest. So BRTs. So where's this one? Oh, so this is our express bus between our downtown and our other station. So it looks like we don't need this one anymore. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Even though it would help out some people, it just isn't getting utilized enough. We got to get rid of it. So it's all to fund our new BRT network. And so let's go in here and let's look at this. Where's bus line 8? Ooh, this is another one. Is this another express route? This one though, we just got. So this is actually one that goes all the way around. Yeah, so we're going to drop this down to 4. I think that'll be good, so we can really save some money on that one. Because then we will come in here, drop our passengers again, get out of the BRT. So BRT number 8, I think that was the one we just looked at. Yeah, it was. So then number 1, this one's pretty low. Oh, 140. Oh, this is from our airport. So we could actually upgrade that because it's only got the, let's do the super bendy buses there. See if that makes a difference. I'm hoping though that because we have the BRT come here, this should help out. It's having 92 people waiting is actually quite a bit, so we're going to keep that. So let's come up here. We did 8, we did 1. Let's look at 7. Where is it? Ooh, this is like, oh, is this the same one? Do we have 2 over here? So let's drop this down to 4 as well. Just not needed, especially with the new BRTs. The city would be decommissioning a lot of this stuff just to help recuperate some of the cost. So tramline 21, 0 passengers. What's happening with tramline 21? Our Olympic Stadium one. So I think we're going to drop this down to 8. I think having 11 there is a little too much, and given, the city's trying to save some money. Remember, we're trying to look back at our budget and see how much we saved, if anything. And so this one is pretty good. For some reason, they're stopped as well. Oh, I think this is the tram line that we deleted the route for it. So now it's having some issues. Because look, it just ends over here. So let's look at that one. So the brown line, it actually had quite a bit of people on it. Where did it go? So it came from this direction, and it actually would come down here and turn. So we're just going to delete that one. We're going to get rid of that line. Even though it sucks, we still have some good transit this way, so I'm not too worried about it. And we got a lot of stops coming this way. Yeah, getting rid of that tram line isn't going to be the end of the world. So then we will come back in here. So we didn't look at this one. So orange, what's going on with this one? I think this was the one we looked at the beginning. There's really just not a lot of people using this one. And we did get some BRT access in here. So I think we got 20 residents, 2 tourists. I think we are going to get rid of this one. Yeah, we're going to trash that. And then we are going to go to 11. Where is this one? So the black one is just a transfer line. We are going to get rid of that. Man, there's just a lot in here that are not really getting a lot of passengers. These are really underperforming lines. The city would have to go through here and figure out, like, all right, which ones are worth it. So the brown one comes down here. I think it turns in here. Oh, so the brown one actually just loops this whole area. We're going to get rid of that. We do not need that. I think the purple one does the same. Yeah, let's, what line is this? So we don't need that. We don't need it to loop around here. Okay, so now what I want to do is go around and hook up some pathways to our lovely track back here. So we don't have any connections right now, so we want to go ahead and make as many as we can. So we'll go like this. We'll go ahead and hook up all these neighborhoods to it, and then we need to come back through and do some crossings as well so that people can get on the opposite side. And then let's go ahead and do a pedestrian bridge. Go like this. And have it go down just so that people on this side would have access to. Yeah, there we go. I feel like that's pretty good. And I do want to come in here and do some crossings. We'll go like that, come in here. Ooh, we need to move that shrubbery. So let's come back over here and do some crosswalks in here too. So we got one right there. Let's go ahead and do one right there. Do one right there. We'll do one right there. Come all the way down. And this is how people are going to get to the opposite side of the track, which is super important for us. So then we're good. Comes through the neighborhood, comes into our transit center. And man, what is happening with our poor trams? They're just like way backed up. Let's see what line this is, because this is just crazy. Blue line. So let's go down. So this one, yeah, so 133. What's happening with our trams? Where are they? Okay, so this one's right there. So they're getting stuck behind something. Oh, maybe they were all over here. Yeah, so we got another one stuck. This is like becoming a huge issue for us. Yeah, there we go. Now they're passing. I don't know if this one's stuck either. Yeah, we'll go like that. And this is another huge advantage to using the BRT, is you don't have to worry about this as much. Because yeah, we're way back. I'm gonna let this run for a minute, and we'll let the BRT kind of level itself out, and we'll come back and check and see how it's doing. Okay, so I let the game run for a while. So now let's look and see if we have any really big lines. So we definitely have. So 2 of them seem to be pretty heavy. I mean, 192, it's not a lot in comparison to some of our other lines, but it's definitely enough to justify us building this. That's a decent amount of ridership. So if we come down here and look at this big one, where is this one? Ooh, so it's actually one of the ground lines. That's awesome to see. So it looks like they're getting on and then literally coming straight up, which is fantastic. This actually looks a little too steep. Going to just drop this down a smidge, make it a little bit, you know what, we have that line right there, so we can't. That's okay. So we will look at our other lines now. So we have this little traffic issue backing up right here. Do we have a time to traffic light right here? Let's actually Control-Shift-Click. Let's put one in just because we can. And then let's look at our other stops. So I'd like to see people using these ones. We actually have people waiting. It's not a lot, but it's definitely some. So we got, let's see how many people come off. So I mean, I think it's good. This one specifically, what stop is that? So if we go in here, let's get out of Traffic Manager. Grab that line, so the green line. This one's actually not bad. I mean, 41 residents so far. It's not a ton, but I think this is the one that just kind of loops around. Let's look at this other stop and see how many people are waiting. So this one doesn't have a lot. I really didn't expect that one to have a lot. And then these ones back here, even like these ground lines, they're more for access as the city expands. This one, let's go ahead and add in a path because it looks like they have to walk around, which is just terrible planning. So we'll come down here and let's go like that. Perfect. And then let's remove these bushes. So what I'm hoping is that people will start using these. So we'll come in here, go like that. Come in here, go like that. And now people can cross, which would be good. That's kind of funny. The bendy bus has a hard time with this curve. I guess I've never really looked at the bendy buses like that. Let's jump in here and see how many people are waiting on these ones. So we've got 20 buses. It's not terrible. And we do have people using this line, which is fantastic. It's not a lot of people, but it's still enough to justify having it, which is fantastic. And so let's come down here. Looks like we're having some issues. Why do we have lights on this roundabout? That is not good. So we'll come in here, grab that, and then shift click. Yeah, perfect. That should be much better. Unpause. And now they should be able to get off pretty quick. It does look like they're having a little bit of an issue just waiting at this stop, which is okay, but we would want them to go through here. We don't want them stopping. All right, so I fixed those turns. Now let's see if this thing goes straight. Ooh, it looks like we have some issues. So they actually can't go straight. So let's see if this next bus takes it. It should, but let's just see. Yeah, there we go. It's going to. Nice. Because I switched all the turns, and you can kind of see these buses are struggling now. This one, I'm not sure why he's struggling. Oh, they're coming back this way. So then they should take this route. Yeah, they are. Perfect. So now they're coming down here. They're getting on our busway and then coming all the way around. How are these stops doing? This is just fantastic. I love seeing this network. I really like this setup a lot. I think on our next city, I may just go all in on bus rapid transit and see how it works. So let's see these downtown lines if they're busy. So nobody got off or on this one, which is kind of frustrating to see. Let's see how this one's faring. Ooh, so this one's actually got some people. Not a lot, but definitely more than the last one. And so it does show that people are using it, which is fantastic. Let's go over here. There's not any mass transit over here, so Well, that's actually not bad. One person. And then our stop over here, this is more of a convenience stop than anything, but having that access would be good. Them having to do this weird turn is probably not good, but I think this was a success. Let's go ahead and look at our budget now and see if we like really ballooned anything. So when we first started, we were fluctuating between like 50 and 60 for the overall transit budget. So this has definitely dropped down a little bit. It wasn't even fluctuating down to 37. But then roads are at about 57, so we definitely increased our overall weekly budget for roads by about 1,000. Road maintenance is a lot, and that's something that's often overlooked. And then our overall budget, so we increased our buses by quite a bit. So we dropped our tram budget by, man, I mean a lot. Is this realistic? We dropped our tram budget by a ton. We were at like 13,000 before, and now we're at like 4. So we literally saved so much money. We should be making so much more money now. Like now we're fluctuating 25,000, and it really was all just getting that in there. So now let's look at our traffic and see if we really messed anything up. So we're at 83%, which isn't terrible. This whole area over here is still pretty messed up. I think maybe because we drew in those roads, we messed up the priorities on here a little bit. So if we jump back in here and redo these, yeah, it looks like we did mess it up. So then if we just tell them to continue on right there, like they should, we'll go like that. And then go like that. These people should be able to get out of here a little bit easier. I don't want them switching lanes right there either. You need to pick a lane further back. Yeah, you know what? That already cleared it up quite a bit. It looks like they were just stopping at that intersection. So now let's jump back into our traffic. 82. So we got no like crazy hot spots. This over here, we added in that time traffic light though, so that should definitely help out a bit. Let's go ahead and remove this node. It looks like it's just a little too close to this. So what we'll do is go in here, hit that little minus, just go like that. Having those nodes right next to each other is not great. So now we can come in here, go like that, and then let's check our lights. Yeah, it should be good now. I'm hoping that will help to increase this a little bit. It actually worked pretty well. I told them to just go ahead and keep going too. They were stopping for no reason over there. What I'm really hoping is that our tram traffic is going to really decrease. We took a lot of trams off the road, and so we really don't have a lot of major issues over here. These people are stopping. We could probably turn this into a giveaway situation. So if we go like this, tell them to just go. It looks like maybe we even have a problem with the tram. Yeah, there we go. And so now they're unblocked, which is good. They can continue on. And then let's go back to our traffic. So 83, I mean, 83 is pretty respectable to play with no despawning on. And so, all right, so I think that's it. I'm glad that we found those mods. So if you're trying to do them in your city, it is the BRT. If you just search up BRT, you'll come across the tracks. And then Vanilla Overpass project, both of them are fantastic. You can really do so much. I'm excited to see what we do with cities with these. I really do think on the next city, maybe we'll just go all in on BRT and see if it is better. But I think we got some really good results here today. We only did a limited one. We didn't do the whole city, and so I think that there's still a lot that can be done. If you enjoyed this episode, you will definitely enjoy the episode on your screen, and thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on Sunday.